So this is our 6th video for the 6 different type of carton. Now this one is extra hot, or certainly hot. This is quite a difficult one to put together. And it's difficult not only because it is not a square carton, it's hexagonal shaped. It's got a tucking lock lid, but as well as that, it's also got a crash locking base similar to the square ones, but this one's even more complicated in that it is automatic collapsing, but it is hexagonal shaped so that it could be made in a factory where they make the packages, flat pack it, and then they get sent off, and then they'll get just popped open by a machine, filled in with the product, and then sent on the conveyor belt. So this bottom, in order to make that collapse so easily, it takes quite a lot of engineering, and that engineering is what you're going to see in some of the complex aspects of the bottom of this one. So it is quite a tricky one, so I'm going to try and talk you through it. So the process is the same. You cut along the straight lines, and then you fold using the creasing jig along the dash lines, and then you use double-sided tape where it says glue. In this case, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bits that need to be taped together. So get your scissors, cut along the outside of the straight lines. Just like in previous ones, you've got 2 little notches in the corner here and here to make sure that you have the tucking lock, and you've also got 2 lines here which you need to make sure that you're cutting as well. So scissors need to go right down there. There's a couple of little gaps down here you need to be careful of as well to when you come to fold it. And then at that point, when it's all been cut up nice and neatly, you can get a creasing jig. Doesn't matter really which one you use. Use either of these, and with your paper clip, get a straight line, line it up onto your creasing template, hold it firmly, get your paper clip into the groove, and then slide that along. Clip in the groove and then run it along. So there's our creased edges on there. Right, just give them a little press, and already you feel the things start to come together. Right, we'll leave the top to the very end. We'll do that bit last. This is the tricky bit. So what we have to do here is first we need to join it together to make it a solid shape. So we have this bit, our tape. If we want to keep it white on the outside, our tape is going to go on the other side of here, and then that's going to fold over and lay flat on top of that one. So get a bit of tape and then fold it back on itself so it should still be nice and sticky. Right, so we press that down flat, bring the other part over to it so it comes on top, and that's the basic hexagonal shape sleeve for the carton. Now this bottom bit is really quite tricky, so we need to open up all of these tabs so it's open like that, and then it's all about these ones. So once we folded them back in, these ones go in. I've actually forgotten to crease these. It should be like that. So that these all go in, and then there's two parts where the tape goes that stays sticking out. And we can put tape on those. So it's a really small piece, so you might need to cut it with scissors. There we go. So we've got one tab goes in, folded back on itself like that, and that glue is going to stick onto this tab. Now, without needing to make it too tricky, what you do is fold that one in, and then you should be able to just close the whole thing flat. And by closing it flat, those two will stick together. Do the same thing on this side. Push that one in, push that one in as well, and then close the whole thing flat like that. And then those two bits have stuck together, and then there's one more thing to do, which is this one. Now for this, the big hexagon needs to pop in. So we can see how that's looking. The hexagon pops inside, and then there's one more bit of tape to go there. And again, it goes in, fold it back on itself, and then close the whole carton flat, and that automatically creates this. So it's flat, pops up, flat, pops up. So it's quick and automatic, so a machine can do it really easily. Then the top bit is quite straightforward now. Just fold these in, pop the lid down, and that should finish off the box and lock it in place. So that would be, this is probably less likely for a carton, but this is the sort of packaging that you'd have for something like a perfume or posh chocolates or something like that. All right, not so good for a carton because it's got too many holes and gaps in it. But again, we've made it as the most tricky one because it's got some really sophisticated paper engineering in it and is very fiddly for small hands.